I recently got a question on my Quora community which goes something like, I'm trying to start a YouTube channel and I want to know, does contacting a music owner for permission is same as asking for license, and is it alright to not ask if you are not planning to monetize? Now, this is a very interesting question, and copyright claims and copyright strikes is the one topic on which I get lots and lots of questions, and I realized that I have not made a video on this particular topic, so let's get into it. The reason that I chose this particular question is that it is divided into two parts, and I think these two parts cover almost all aspects of copyright claims and strikes. Now, there are a lot of ways to approach about it, the ethical ways, the legal ways, but I am going to talk from a YouTuber's perspective, which is going to benefit you, and how you can approach the issues of copyright claims, what to do and not to do to avoid getting into trouble. So the first thing that this person asked is that, is contacting a music owner asking for permission same as obtaining a license? Absolutely not. It is definitely not the same thing. If you are approaching somebody that, can I use your music, and let's say that person gives you the permission, okay, you can use my music, you still stand a chance of copyright infringement. That person can any day lay a copyright claim or a copyright strike on you that this person has used my content without taking my permission, until and unless that permission was obtained in a legal format, in a legal document. Otherwise, verbal communication, WhatsApp communication, even a written communication that is not legally bound does not hold good. However, if you have a license which you have purchased or which you have obtained through a legal contract, then you are legally right in using that content, and then you cannot be challenged. And here is where I would like to bust a couple of copyright myths for you, which a lot of people think doing guarantees them or safeguards them from copyright infringement. The number one is giving credit. A lot of times we see that we give credit to a particular creator, that this video or this soundtrack has been taken from so and so particular creator. Giving credit does not equal obtaining a copyright license. So that person can still challenge you, can still put a copyright claim on you. Giving credit is not equal to obtaining license. The second part is claiming non-profit, or like this person also asked in the question, that if I do not monetize the video, even if you are not making any profit from the video, or if you're not making any earnings from the video, that still does not give you the right to use someone's copyrighted material. And third is content purchased from CDs, DVDs. Now suppose you want to use an audio track and you say that I have purchased this particular audio track from iTunes or from a particular library, or even a lot of editing softwares offer some audio tracks which may or may not be copyright free. A lot of times we have seen a lot of apps have music that you get copyright claims for. You have paid for your personal use, you have paid for that editing software, you have in no way paid for the audio track or the video which might be copyrighted. So if your claim is that I have purchased this particular track from iTunes, or if I have paid for this editing software, unless it is a dedicated platform like Epidemic Sounds which guarantee that you will get copyright free music, you've paid a subscription for it, in that case you're fine. Other than that, no, purchasing things from an audio library does not give you a license to use that copyright material. Now coming to the second part of the question, that I do not monetize this particular part of the content and use a copyright track or a copyrighted asset. What do I do about it? How safe am I? Now, ethically speaking, you should not use anything that has been copyrighted. You can find a lot of assets available online that are copyright free, royalty free music. You can pay for a subscription and get soundtracks or stock videos, or some creators on YouTube also create videos under the Creative Commons license. That gives you the ability to use their content freely in your videos, and of course you can give them credit for that. Okay, so let's say you have created a video in which you have used a copyrighted material or a copyrighted asset for which you did not obtain a license. what do you do next? Now, there are a couple of scenarios. The first scenario is that nothing is going to happen. You do not get a copyright claim or copyright strike, which is fine, but at some point you can get. So that is the first scenario. The second scenario is that you get a content ID claim, which essentially means that YouTube found this particular piece of content matching with someone else's content who is the original creator of the content. In that case, you get a content ID claim. And if you get a content ID claim, it basically depends upon the copyright owner what that person wants to do with it. Now, the person might not take any action against you. Second scenario is that the person might block your video. The third option is that the person might restrict your videos to a certain territories. And the fourth option is that the person will let you use your copyright track, but you have to share the revenues. And if you're not planning to monetize your content, that person will run ads on that particular piece of content and will get the revenue. These are the four scenarios that can happen when you get a copyright claim. Now, is it a cause of concern that you got a copyright claim or a content ID claim? In my opinion, not really. There are a couple of steps that you can do. If you do not want a copyright claim on your video, you can either trim out that part if it is a video, or you can replace the soundtrack or mute that particular track if it is an audio asset. You can completely remove it from your piece of content. That is the first thing you can do. The second thing that you can do is not monetize your piece of content and do not care about it. And the third thing that you can do is share revenue with the copyright owner. Other than that, it does not harm your channel. If your channel is not monetized, it does not hamper the chances of your channel being monetized in the future. It is really not a big cause of concern. But if you use a copyrighted asset and that person decides to put a copyright strike on your channel, then you have a serious cause to worry. If you receive a copyright strike on your channel, it means legal and valid takedown of your content. As soon as you receive a copyright strike, that video will be taken down from your channel till further investigations take place and the result is decided. You get a copyright strike of 90 days. In this period of 90 days, you will not be able to monetize your content. You will not be able to upload any new videos to your channel. Of course, you can resolve the issue of copyright strike. So the first thing is you can wait it out. You can wait for a period of 90 days. Then your copyright strike will expire. The second thing that you can do is get in touch with the copyright owner and maybe have a talk with them if they will be able to retract the complaint, or you can reach to a negotiation. That is the second way. The third way is that if you feel that you have wrongly received a copyright strike, which is maybe a mistake, maybe you used a particular content under the fair use policy, which again is subject to a lot of scrutiny, then you can go for the resolution and proper legal proceedings will take place. Now, this process can be long and expensive. You will enter a lawsuit with the other person. So these are the three ways in which you can resolve a copyright strike. And yes, if you are thinking that okay, you can wait it out for 90 days and then start uploading again, if you get 3 copyright strikes on your channel along with any other associated channels will be terminated. All the videos will be removed from YouTube and you will not be able to create any new channels. So it is a huge price to pay. The best approach will be to create your own original content, but if it is something that you cannot create like music, then it is better to either go in for free stock images and videos that are royalty free, which you can use in your content, or you can also use content created under Creative Commons license, which are free to use for anybody. So you can go for a paid service or subscription like Epidemic Sound and Storybox. So I hope this answers your queries about copyright claims, and I will see you next time.